welcome back to another weekly episode of Sawyer-san's Magic Ride. I'm wearing a V-neck, and this week it was Setsubun. So what is Setsubun? Setsubun is the Japanese sort of holiday festival thing where they celebrate the day before the beginning of spring. So that was February 3rd. I don't know if that is different from the American beginning of spring, which I think starts in March or April. But it's different here because Japan is generally warmer, and so spring starts a little sooner. As you saw from the previous roll-in, there was a lot of people who had planted flowers, and everything is starting to look more lively. It's still a little chilly out. You don't want to go outside without a jacket for too long, but you can do it. By the way, I did figure out the name of the river that I was in front of there in the last roll-in. And if you remember a previous video, I did a video that was in front of a river. It was the same river. The river's name is called the Seto-gawa. I don't know what it translates to, so don't ask me, please. I guess I should also talk about the event that I posted on Facebook, or not the event, but the event that happened that I posted about on Facebook. The thing that I posted on Facebook. So, about that thing. The thing was, I posted, was coming home from work with a coworker on the train and witnessed a guy vomit in his seat, get up, and proceed to brush himself off at the door in front of us. Stay classy, Japan. So that did happen. That was... it was pretty gross. So, if you're not really familiar with Japan, there's a significant drinking culture here. A lot of guys, when they finish work, they like to go out with their coworkers and have quite a few drinks. If they get soused before they get home and they drive, then they gotta take the train. Usually, though, they get soused after work and then they just stay home that night. But yeah, this guy was so drunk, he vomited in his seat, we could smell it everywhere, and then he got up and brushed him off in front of us, in front of the door. He was standing probably 2 or 3 feet away from us. It was really gross. So, just be careful. This is more common in Tokyo, but I was kind of surprised it happened here in Shizuoka. But it does happen more frequently than you would think, actually. Okay. Now that we have all the news for this week out of the way, let's move on to questions, comments, and standard marks, part of the show where I respond to your questions and comments on Facebook and YouTube posts. Starting off with Facebook this week. Aunt Roberta posts, now that you've been there 20 plus weeks, is it what you thought it would be or different, and in what ways? Seems like you wanted to go to Japan forever, and now that you're there, what do you think? What are the best parts of your experience so far? What do you want to do that you haven't done? Thanks, Aunt Roberta. I think I might have addressed some of these questions all of these questions mostly in the State of the Ride address, which was like 2 weeks ago. Anyway, I'll answer these here again for posterity's sake. So, is it what I thought it would be, or different, and in what way? It's everything I thought it would be. It's everything I thought it would be, and it's also more than I really bargained for. So I understood coming over here that this was going to be a stretch for me. It was going to be a stretch because I don't really speak the language here well enough to get around by my own. But it's also more than I bargained for because I wasn't really expecting the social disconnect that you kind of face when you jump anywhere new, even in America, and try to plant down new roots. So there's a disconnect automatically when you move anywhere. And also there's a disconnect between, cultures growing up. I'd done a bit of cultural training for this adventure, but it still wasn't nearly enough to really prepare me for all the different social interactions or snafus that you can encounter. Luckily, I haven't encountered many because I tend to really stay to myself, which everyone does around here, and that's another thing I wasn't really expecting. Everyone is really self-contained, really independent of each other. And so that's what makes it really hard to make friends around here. And, in general, when you move to a new place, usually at the beginning you're really self-contained, and you tend to stay to yourself until you start to feel more comfortable in that environment. It seems like everyone's uncomfortable around you in this country. Now that I'm here, what do I think? I think Japan is a great country to visit. I highly recommend it. It's not home though. Definitely not home. Best parts of my experience so far, what do I want to do that I haven't done? Best part of my experience so far, really I have to go back to the best part is church. You know, getting to know Christians outside of your own country and really becoming involved in their lives. You know, a mission trip is great. I highly recommend everyone go on a mission trip some point in their life. But you don't really participate. You're not there long enough to get entrenched in people's lives. I've been here for 5 months almost, and now I'm full on, I'm at church every week, and so I'm full on part of the family there. And you know, I've made a lot of friends. I've really gotten to know, you know, different methods of worship because it's a Methodist church, and so but they do things a lot differently than Assemblies of God or Foursquare or whoever, whatever branch or denomination you're attending at the moment. And what do I want to do that I haven't done? I want to travel more. My schedule kind of doesn't permit it because I've only got Monday and Tuesday. Monday is kind of trash because that's the day I do most of my errands. And then Tuesday, well, that's the days that I don't want to do anything because I want to rest. But one of these days I am going to go to Osaka. I want to travel to Osaka and Kyoto, which is the older capital of Japan. I also want maybe one day to go to Hokkaido and Okinawa. If you don't know where those are, Hokkaido is the northernmost island of Japan. Okinawa is the southernmost island, where a lot of the landings in World War II were done towards mainland Japan. And there's another post that's tagged in here. How has this experience changed you? I'm definitely never going to be the same after this. Growing up, you know, a lot of my family and my friends know that I was not exactly comfortable living in the U.S. all the time. But you know, moving overseas, really experiencing life in a different country, it will either sell you on home or it will sell you on a different country. You know, that's a common argument you hear a lot. If you don't like it, try someplace else. I did try someplace else. I don't like it as much as I do like home. And you know, it's not that I hated America or anything. I really did love it. I just wanted to see if someplace else was better. Turns out, America's the greatest country on the face of the earth. Aunt Julie comments, I second Aunt Roberta's questions. Alright, answered. Does the time seem to be whizzing by, or is Japan a slower paced lifestyle? Tokyo, I'd say, would be whizzing by really, really fast. In this prefecture, Shizuoka, things are slower. It's still a little bit faster paced lifestyle. The Japanese lifestyle in general is usually a little faster paced. It's slower than Tokyo here though. If you go down to Fukuoka or Okinawa though, things are generally way more relaxed, more akin to what we're used to, or as they say, island time in Okinawa. Mom has 2 comments on the Facebook post. I'm lost in the size of that wasp. Yeah, it's huge. Also, the other comment says, time for another tour of your apartment, especially that cool bathroom. There already has been a tour of my apartment. I don't really feel like doing another tour, to be honest. Maybe I could. I'd have to take like a Monday afternoon and really clean the place before I give another tour though. Not a lot has changed. I haven't really bought anything here. I guess you could say I'm living life as though I'm leaving in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So nothing has changed really from my first few weeks here in Japan, other than, hey, I got a mattress. This is a lifesaver. If you move to Japan and you do not have one of these, buy one because they will save your life. They will save your back. They will save your happiness. They will save your future, I swear. And on the YouTube post, Driz TBC commented, Sawyer, when is spring in Japan? Well, apparently according to the Japanese calendar, it's like now. Also, Because as you had said earlier in this series, the whole spider incident, that it was so cold there wasn't as many. And that's true. Yeah, definitely all the spiders have died by now. I expect we will be seeing them soon again within the next month. I will be living in terror in my apartment, and hopefully I don't have to deal with any huntsmen inside my apartment. So, cross my fingers. Let's hope that happens. Yeah, alrighty then. I think that about does it for this week's questions, comments, and time marks. As always, if you would like to get involved in this process, you can drop a comment down below in the Facebook or YouTube post, whichever one suits your fancy. And always, always, always be sure to like and subscribe for more Sawyer-san's Magic Ride videos. Be sure to tune in next week for more awesome content with subpar production values. I'll see you guys then. Bye.